tonight we are going, there was a full moon last night. It was the first pink supermoon of this decade, which is pretty cool. But what that means is, like any full moon, it's a really good time to get rid of any sort of stagnant energy in the body. It's a good time to allow negativity to dissipate. So that's what we're going to be focusing on this evening. I'm going to guide you through a lunar flow, which basically means it's a moon salutation. So those of you that come to a vinyasa class, who've done vinyasa online or in another studio, or an ashtanga, they use sun salutations, so Surya Namaskara. This is going to be a much cooler, calmer version, where we move along, up and down the mat rather than front to back. So you're going to be facing the long edge of your mat for the majority of the practice. Moon salutations kind of tune within a bit more, and they don't ignite as much heat in the body, and it's more of a yin style. So if you think about a vinyasa cardio kind of class as a yang, this is more yin, so much more soothing, which is obviously why we're doing it in the gentle flow class. Much more soothing, much more calming, and a good way to kind of move the energy around the body to release that negativity. So we're going to start this evening laying down, so you can all make your way down onto the mat, laying down with the knees bent. So keeping the knees bent and the soles of the feet to the mat, and take one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. So coming into constructive rest pose. And just close off the eyes for a moment and allow the body to release and settle onto the mat. Letting all of your tensions float away, leaving anything that you need to do at the door. And coming to your mat just to focus on you, your self-care, and your body and mind. And we'll take one nice big sighing breath just to sort of reset. So take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Really feel all of that breath come out of the body. And then we'll start a pranayama practice, the three-part breath practice. So many of you will be familiar with this. I'm going to breathe into the belly and expand the rib cage, and then breathe into the chest. And then as we exhale, we'll exhale into the chest. The ribs will come back together and the belly will deflate. So taking the hands to that belly and chest again, and taking a nice deep inhale into the belly, the ribs, the chest, and exhale the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Last time. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. And then when you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest. Place the hands on top of the knees and have a little rock side to side, just starting to entice some movement into the body. And then taking the hands right on top of the knees, start to draw some circles going in one direction first of all with both knees. Giving your lower spine and your sacrum a little massage on the mat. And then take it in the opposite direction. Keeping that nice deep breath that we've just been practicing. And then taking your knees in opposite directions at the same time. So kind of like you're doing breaststroke or you're doing some frog legs. Just easing into that hip joint. And then take that in the opposite direction as well. And placing the left sole of the foot to the floor, extend the right leg up to the sky and hold behind the right leg, flexing that foot, having a nice hamstring stretch there. And as you exhale, take the ankle across the left knee. Either staying here or reaching through the gap and around the leg with the left hand, clasping behind the left knee. Actively pushing the right knee away from you and flexing through the right foot. Try and keep your shoulders on the mat rather than hunching forwards. And breathing nice and deeply. And then as you exhale, release the left foot, release the right foot, take the left leg up to the sky and hold behind the left leg. Again, flexing that foot so you're getting a nice stretch all the way through the back of the leg. And crossing the ankle over the right knee, pushing this left knee away from you, and then if you'd like to, reaching through and around, holding behind the right leg. Keeping this left foot nice and flexed, and the shoulders melting towards the mat. If you find your knee starts to drop in towards the body, push it away from you, activate through the thigh and through the hip. And then release both legs. Take the hands back to the knees and just take that frog's legs or breaststroke legs one more time. Going in both directions. And then extend the legs to the sky, grabbing hold of the outer edge of the feet and bringing either the soles of the feet together, or you can extend the feet up towards the sky and the knees coming down towards the armpits or towards the floor. So happy baby for those of you that are familiar. And this might be more comfortable for you. Might want to come to a sort of butterfly shape with the legs and hold the ankles, or you might want to come into the full variation. And whichever version you're in, feel the hips expanding, releasing all of the tension in that hip socket and through the glute muscles where we hold a huge amount of emotional tension. One more breath. And then taking the knees back together, rock and roll, or push yourself straight up and come to tabletop pose. So swishing the legs behind you, take the knees underneath the hip sockets and the wrists underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, drop the belly down, draw the shoulders back, coming into your cow pose. Looking ahead, be careful not to look too far up and stretch through the throat. Exhale, arching the spine, pushing into the hands, pushing into the feet, and drawing the chin to the chest. Inhale, belly drops down, looking ahead, draw those shoulders back. And exhale, arching that spine again, belly button drawing upwards. Inhale, lift that tailbone, lift the shoulders back, looking forwards, cow pose. And exhale, arching that spine, cat pose, kind of like an angry cat. And then taking disco cat, so any movements, wriggles, wiggles, rocks or rolls, and you can really be free with this because nobody's watching you right now. And I'm too far away to see you, so I can't see you either. So it does really feel good, but I know in a class environment it can feel a little bit silly. And then coming back to neutral. We'll tuck the toes, push into the hands, and lift the hips back into a downward facing dog. And you can press through each heel in turn, stretching through that hamstring again on both sides. And again, you can take any rocks or rolls, anything that comes organically, naturally to the body, anything that feels good, really tuning in with what your body is feeling it needs today. Taking one more breath here. And then bending through the knees, we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet today. Come into a nice bent leg position. Torso is resting over the thighs, and either drape the hands to the floor, release the neck, or take opposite elbows. If we are pregnant, I know we've got some pregnant ladies with us this evening, you can come to this flat back position instead to make room for your bump. Otherwise, everyone else coming into ragdoll pose. Obviously, you can choose to take the modifications if you like, if they feel better for you anyway. Don't have to be pregnant. And releasing the hands, bend the knees and start to uncurl, coming all the way up to standing. And you're going to face the long edge of your mat now, coming to the left side of your mat. So hopefully we'll be okay with our rights and lefts today. So standing on your left side of your mat, you're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead, interlace the fingers, exhale, push the hands away. Inhale, reaching through the side body. Exhale, tilting over to the right hand side, pushing into the left sole of the foot. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, tilting to the left hand side, pushing into the right foot, really stretching through the ribs. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands coming back to prayer. We'll just take a moment to really tune in with our breath, so maybe closing off the eyes, pressing the thumb into the sternum, and coming back to that deep breath. So in through the nose, out through the nose. And then as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, step the right foot to the sort of middle of your mat. And exhale, bending into this squat. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up overhead, 5-pointed star. Exhale, tilt the left foot so it's parallel with the short edge of your mat and reach the arms to a T shape. Inhale, reaching towards the right hand side. Exhale, right hand comes to the knee or the thigh or the shin and lifting the left arm up to the sky. As you exhale, take the left hand to the floor, frame the front foot and drop the back knee. So dropping the left knee to the floor. Inhale, lifting the arms, coming into a low lunge. And you can modify by coming into the 90-degree version instead, or you can sink into low crescent lunge. As you exhale, take the hands inside the right foot and twisting over towards the long edge of your mat, coming into Skandasana. You may need to modify this by coming here instead. And we'll inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, we're walking across, coming into Skandasana on the left side. Inhale, draw those shoulders back. Exhale, twisting towards the left foot this time, drop the right knee. Inhale, lifting the arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, framing the foot, hop the back toes so that they're parallel with the short edge of the mat. As you inhale, the left hand comes to the shin, the knee or the thigh, and reach the right arm up to the sky, triangle pose. Exhale, look down to the left foot. Inhale, come all the way up, arms coming overhead, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess squat, take the hands to prayer. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hop the left foot to the right foot. So we're coming to the other side of the mat here. And bring the hands back to prayer. Take a breath. So you may need to just adjust where you are. Make sure you're right on the edge of that mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, push away. Inhale, growing long through the sides of the body. Exhale, tilting to the left-hand side. Pushing to that right foot. Try not to twist completely over. Keep the torso to the front of the room. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, tilting to the right. Left hips come to the side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, reaching high again. Exhale, left foot steps out this time. Coming into your 5-pointed star. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, reaching up again. Twist the right foot so that it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Arms coming out to a T shape. Exhale. Inhale, reach into the left-hand side. Exhale, left hand comes to the thigh, shin, or knee, and lift the right arm to the sky. Triangle pose. Drawing this top hip backward. Exhale, framing that front foot, the left foot this time, and dropping the back knee to the floor. Inhale, lifting the arm. So you can modify back off as much as you need, or take it deeper. Exhale, hands come inside the left foot, twist to the long edge of your mat. Skandasana. So again, if you need to modify, come here instead. Otherwise, inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, swishing across. Inhale, draw those shoulders back again. Exhale, twisting towards the short edge of your mat, towards the right foot. Drop the left knee to the floor. Inhale, lifting the arms, low lunge. Opening that heart to the sky. Exhale, framing the foot. Hop the back toes in. Take them so they're parallel to the short edge of your mat. Exhale. Inhale, right hand comes to right leg, wherever you want to place it. Lift the left arm to the sky. Exhale, looking down to the front foot, or to the right foot, sorry. Inhale, reaching all the way up overhead, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, reaching all the way up overhead again. And as you exhale, right foot meets left foot. Hands come to prayer. Take a breath. We'll inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Interlace the fingers, push the sky away. Inhale, looking up, growing tall. Exhale, tilting over to the left-hand side. Hips come to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Sorry, no, to the right this time. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, release the hands. Take the hands to prayer at heart center. And taking one last breath here. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back up. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees and melt down towards the floor. So coming either into a half lift, or you can come into ragdoll pose again. Just allowing that spine, all the spaces between the vertebrae to expand. Maybe sway right to left, maybe nod or shake the head, anything that feels good here. Tuning in with that breath. Then as we inhale, we'll come halfway up, all of us together, and heel toe the feet to the edges of your mat. So facing the short edge of your mat now. So the feet are just about as wide as your mat. And as you exhale, we're going to sink all the way down, coming into Malasana. If you have a block here, you can choose to use a block and sit on the block. Or you can grab a bolster and sit on the bolster. It's really up to you what you fancy doing. And then take the hands to prayer at heart center. So if you're going without, we are dropping the pelvis, dropping the bum towards the floor. You may find that you have to lift the heels slightly to get comfortable, and that's completely fine. Draw the shoulders back wherever you are. Belly button drawing in unless you're pregnant. Feeling those hips opening and expanding. If you're noticing any tension or tightness in the glute region, see if you can actively release. From here, we'll take the left hand to the floor, just to the side of the mat. And as you inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, take the hand back to the floor. Take the right hand off of the mat this time. Inhale, lifting the left. So having a little twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, take the hands back to the floor. Push into the hands and just come out of that squat. So have any little wiggles that you need to do, any bending of the knees, any sways, anything at all, and then dropping gently down to the knees. If you have a bolster here, you may wish to pop it in front of you, or if you have cushions or a pillow, that will work too. We're coming into wide-legged child's pose, so taking your knees as wide as the mat, big toes come together behind you, and as you exhale, reaching down over your bolster all the way to the floor. Hands can come either out in front of you or release behind you. It's completely up to you. Closing of the eyes. Tuning into the breath. Maybe your heart rate has raised ever so slightly. Feeling the hips melting down towards the feet if you can. Just tuning back in with that breath. Maybe with every inhale, drawing in some positive energy. And with every exhale, just telling yourself, let go. Letting go of all negativity. If you're using a bolster like I am and you've got one ear to the bolster at this point, make sure that you twist over so that the other ear is on the bolster. Making sure you're nice and balanced. And just take 2 more breaths here. Really feel your body expanding with every exhale, with every inhale, new clear energy. With every exhale, releasing all of that negativity, all of the tension. And then walking your hands back towards your knees. Move your bolster if you're using one out of the way, or any props. Swish your legs out in front of you. You can come to the long edge of your mat now. I'm going to draw the left leg. We're going to draw both legs in actually. Let's draw both legs in. So kind of sort of a little bit further away than if you were coming into a bridge. Feet hip distance apart. Take the left hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, twisting towards the left side and hooking the right arm over the left knee. Inhale, growing nice and long and tall through the crown of the head. And exhale, twisting over that left shoulder. If it feels better to hug that knee instead or to hold on to that knee, please do. Completely up to you, it's your practice. Keep that belly button drawing in. And this twist is suitable for pregnancy because we're nice and open here. As you inhale, lift the left arm up, join it with the right arm. Exhale, folding forwards, and just into a gentle forward fold. Releasing the head. As you inhale, drawing the arms up and overhead again. Take the right hand behind you. Inhale, growing long through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting and taking the left arm to the right knee. Drawing up through that crown with every inhale and with every exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. So see if you can draw the right shoulder back just a little bit further. And you can take this as loosely or as deeply as you want. It's completely up to you. And as you exhale, releasing all of that tension. As you inhale, reaching the right arm up, join it with the left arm. This time take the hands behind you, straighten the legs. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, loop them together and puff out the chest, point the toes. Kind of like a sort of seated fish pose, I suppose. Dropping the head back. Stretching through the entire front side of your body. If you want to take it further, you could come to the elbows, dropping that head back. One more breath. And as you exhale, uncurl and draw the feet in towards each other. So we're coming into butterfly pose. The soles of the feet are coming in towards each other. Knees are dropping out to the sides. Holding onto the ankles. And we're not going to go for a really intense version of this posture unless you want to today. So you can take the feet a little bit further away than normal. Draw the shoulders back. Inhale, look up to the sky. As you exhale, tuck the chin. Take the elbows to rest on the knees, and if you're pregnant, please stay here. Otherwise, you can come into a forward fold. If you have a bolster, you can grab that here and hug it. Really up to you how you want to take this pose today. And you can choose to hold onto the ankles or take the arms out in front of you. So quite an intense hip opener. To really allow the hips to soften open, the knees to soften open with every exhale. If you're noticing any real intense sensations, try and use your breath to release the tension and tightness. Breathing deeply. Again, with every inhale, drawing in positive energy. With every exhale, letting go. With every full moon, as it then starts to wane, we let go, we release. So whatever is not serving you today, release it, let it go. And as you inhale, start to uncurl. If you have a bolster or a cushion, you can place that behind you now. So it's coming up against your bum, thereabouts. If you don't have that, but you have a block or a book, you can place that just about where your back is going to go. You can have a little test to see how that feels, or you can go without. Completely your call. So keeping the legs where they are, we're going to inhale, draw the shoulders back, puff out the chest. And as you exhale, start to walk yourself down into reclined butterfly. So using your bolster, using your block. If you're using your block, make sure that the top of the block is right between your shoulder blades, so your shoulders kind of drop off the sides of the block. Maybe you're using a book instead, that will work too, nice chunky book. And allow the shoulders to just drop down towards the floor. If you're not using any props, then you can imagine the shoulders pushing into the mat, just really being heavy. And close off the eyes here. You'll find I practice this pose quite a lot, or I put it in my sequences quite a lot, because I think it's such a beautiful heart opener and a really lovely hip opener as well. So it's kind of like a double whammy. If at any point your legs are feeling a bit too intense, you can choose to cross the ankles, or you can choose to place the feet to the floor instead. Take 3 more breaths here. Again, focusing on letting go of any negative energy in the body. And with every inhale, inviting positivity, inviting love. One last breath. And then if you're using a prop, you can push yourself up and move that out of the way now. And draw yourself all the way down towards the mat. Draw your knees in towards your chest and have a little rock side to side, or come around in some circles, give yourself a little massage. Anything that feels good, that's what you should do. And taking the arms out to a T-shape. I'm going to move my bolster out the way. It's getting in the way. And if you haven't got any space, because I know we're not in a studio, obviously some rooms might be a bit small, so you can cactus the arms, so you can bend at the elbow. As you exhale, take the knees over to the right hand side, keeping the left shoulder melting down towards the floor, and gaze over the left fingertips, the left elbow. And you can choose, if your knees don't come all the way to the floor here, you can choose to use a bolster or a cushion or even a block and place it underneath your knees as you twist. And feeling that spine twisting, kind of like a corkscrew or helter-skelter, from the sacrum all the way up the back and out through the crown of the head. As you inhale, come back to center. And exhale, take it over to the left. Keeping the right elbow, the right shoulder, melting to the mat. Maybe gazing over the right side if that feels okay on the neck. And inhale, come back to center. Take your hands over your knees, give yourself a little hug. Draw your forehead up towards your knees if you can. And then coming into your Shavasana. So if you've got a blanket or a jumper or socks, go and grab them now. If you've got a bolster, you may wish to place that either under your back or under your knees, like I'm going to do. If you have any lower back issues at all, take your feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to knock in, like always. And then take your hands to the floor. If you want to turn off the lights, now is a great time to do that too. Palms are facing the sky. If you prefer to tune in with your breath and you need a little bit of help with that, then take the hands to the body instead. But otherwise, nothing touching the palms. And we're going to take 3 sighing breaths. And again, you can be as loud as you want because nobody's listening to you. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Think about drawing in that positivity. And exhale, sigh out through the mouth. 2 more. Inhale, cleansing breath. Exhale, release. Last time, inhaling. And exhaling. Allow the breath to return to its natural ebb and flow, its natural rhythm. Take any final wiggles you need to make sure you're comfortable. And then commit just for this small, short space of time to be perfectly still. Know that any sensations that arise on the skin, on the body, is your mind's way of trying to draw your attention away. See if you can ignore any itches or tickles or anything like that. Notice if your mind does start to wander off to concerns or to thoughts. Just acknowledge where the mind is going. And try not to delve into the story. So try not to delve into what the mind is drawing you away to. Just gently guide that mind's eye back to the breath. And I say it all the time, but it doesn't matter how many times you have to do that. Just bringing your focus back to the now. What is happening right now? Allowing your body to absorb all of that positive energy you've cultivated today. And imagine that all of that negative energy, that stagnant energy, anything that's no longer serving you is being exhaled out, or it's being lifted out from your palms, from your fingertips, from your feet, from your toes. Melting the body into the mat underneath you. And then starting to slowly and gently deepen the breath. And inviting some movement into the body, wriggling the fingers, the toes, and rotating the wrists and the ankles. Moving the head from side to side. And taking the arms up overhead, bringing the big toes to touch for a full body stretch. Really enjoy it. And then curling up into a ball or rolling onto one side. Pausing for just a moment to express some gratitude to yourself for giving yourself the gift of this practice. And pushing up into a comfortable seated or kneeling position with your eyes remaining closed. And taking your hands to prayer at heart center, pushing your thumbs into your sternum and pushing the palms in towards each other, almost reverence. Lifting your hands to touch your third eye chakra, your forehead, reminding you to have kind and positive thoughts. Take your hands to your lips, reminding you to have kind and positive words. And to your heart center, reminding you to have kind and positive intentions and to move from a place of compassion and love. When you're ready, bowing forwards. The light in me honors and bows to the light in you. Namaste, everyone.